right away we'll go straight to our discussion segment of the show. Well, at every point in time that you just believe that we are making appreciable progress in the fight against corruption, and then the unexpected happens. Two key institutions that have been in the news in the last couple of days is the anti-corruption agency, talking about the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, particularly with the leadership of the commission, talking about Ibrahim Magu. Well, they've just changed the name now to the Mango Gate scandal, if you know what I'm talking about. And then you also have the one that is maybe not so open yet, but in the days to come, it will blow open, talking about the Niger Delta Development Commission. There's been a war of words between the former MD, acting MD of the Nddc, and the Minister of Niger Delta, where she accused the minister of asking her to commit fraud by asking her to take an oath so that the fraud committed would be between them till they die, but she refused. But unfortunately, some staffers of Nddc said such a thing never happened. But there's been questions about how certain contracts were awarded at the Nddc that has led to the Senate probing it now. And we also hear that the House of Representatives is on the verge of probing about over 70 billion naira phony contracts. The list just keeps increasing, and the numbers just keep increasing, and we don't know where it will end. Let me welcome to the studio our panelist for now, a veteran journalist, veteran broadcaster. I'll call him my boss because he's seen it all in the media industry, and also a development consultant. I'd like to thank very especially Tony Abolo. Uncle T, we call him. Thank you for coming.
Thanks very much.
We also have with us in the studio a former senior special assistant to the state government, a public affairs commentator, an author, and also a public affairs analyst, Frank Ehiosu. Frank, many thanks for joining us on the program.
Quite a pleasure.
Okay. Parasalile will be joining us in the course of the program, but we'll get the discussion off the ground. Let me begin with Tony Abolo. You are from the Niger Delta region, and I know that over the years there have been agitations by the people in the region, the Jaws, the Shakiris, the Edos, we can just continue to name them, over the underdevelopment of the Niger Delta. Here we are, at last, an agency was established that will tackle these myriad of problems in the region. But as we speak today, 1 year to another, 1 month to another, it's always been talks about massive corruption in the Nddc since it came into existence. How do you feel about this?
Well, one feels very sad, but the thing is, I don't know whether we should look at the Nddc massive sleaze in isolation from the Magu Gate that is now that is trending. There is something about this country. It's organized around corruption. There is, I mean, just our politics, our governance, our relationships, it's all about corruption. So there's nothing so unusual about what is happening in the Niger Delta. But be that as it may, the agency had some good intentions. And when it was formed, it was hoped that it will be a driving force for the development of the Niger Delta. A lot of money went into it, a lot of study, a lot of scenario building about what the future can be of the Niger Delta. But what has happened, sadly, is, you know, is the way we tweak things. When they are commenting, they comment very wrongly. First, you are setting up an agency at a time when people have a sense of thinking of entitlement. For them, development is not about road or houses or work or industry. No, development is, where's the money? So if you give me the money, then I'm developed, and therefore that it's a funny way of interpreting development, but that's the way it is, because I mean you heard where you have 3.4 billion spent on COVID palliative by Nddc, and they are doing all sorts of funny signboards all over the whole place. you know, you have all sorts of agencies coming in to do things. And the contracts are, like you said, phony contracts. Even before the president said, and we thought, finally this was a saving grace. Let's look into the years of continuous poor governance, poor governance management structures, and then how do we address the endemic corruption inside Nddc? And then, you know, I mean, look at it. Have you ever asked yourself, how come Akpabio, wherever he is, there's always money to be touched? I mean, we should be talking about that, because here he was with EFCC. Where again you go back to the EFCC? EFCC had him for about, is it 120 or more billion that he has not accounted for? Then suddenly you make him a minister, and then he was a senator, and then you move into Niger Delta, and as soon as he goes there, the whole tail is shaking, and it's all about contract, and nobody's seen road or anything that is happening from Nddc. It's painful that this is the way it is. And so, as long as the people understand development wrongly, that it's not about physical things and human capital development, it's all about sharing the money. Well, and then again talking about structure, you are politicians who are always brought in there. Why should, in fact, some of us are advocating, there shouldn't be politicians inside Nddc. If it is about development, then bring development experts to come and manage the place. But look at even part of the structure. When they want to do elections, you send somebody there, he tampers with the money, uses for elections. Then you get somebody, you give contract to people in different regions of the country to come to Niger Delta to take contract, and they use it to also beef themselves up. And so the whole plan was not even organized to develop Niger Delta. Okay. Well, that's fundamental.
All right, Frank, yeah, what are your thoughts? I mean, looking at what has become of the Nddc, I mean, one road that has been most talked about in the region is the east-west road. And I recall that recently some amounts of monies have now been budgeted or allocated for the completion of the road. And it looks like the east-west road was placed there as a channel, as a conduit for monies to get to certain individuals, because every government has to do something about that road and gets funds out, and people just take this money. Frank?
It's a sorry tale. Before I put forth my views on that, I would reminisce on what the president affirmed at his inauguration in 2015. I remember the speech he gave. He said categorically that if Nigeria does not kill corruption, corruption will kill Nigeria, with some note of emphasis. Unfortunately, I don't know how to put it, but it seems like it is in his time that what he affirmed on that day is taking not just due course, but with a momentum that is unprecedented.
Yeah.
The Nigerian story is a sorry tale. This East-West Road you mentioned has been under construction for about 2 decades and a year now, because it started, if you x-ray Nigeria's budget from 1999 till date, the monies earmarked for that road, you'll be wondering whether they want to do the innovation in heaven. Because even if it's paradise and it will be built, maybe some progress will have been made. But on and on and on and on, we see the more, quote, the more you look,
the less you see.
It's unfortunate. But like the veteran journalist affirmed a while ago, that the Nigerian nation state, in quotes, is actually structured around corruption. So it's like pouring water in a basket. The main issues are not addressed. Frivolities are given attention, and noise is made about things of no consequence. I read a piece this morning. It made reference to the 3.4 billion COVID-19 package in the Nddc. The least person within the Nddc enclave, talking about maybe security men or cleaners, got 600,000 naira each for COVID-19 relief package. 600,000. How much is minimum wage in Nigeria? 30,000 naira. So many states are not able to pay it. There was a staff that was affirmed got 10 million naira as his COVID-19 relief package.
That's the MD.
No, not the MD.
No, well, this.
No, 10 million. The MD is more than that. The staff that got 10 million is, I can't recall his name, is the director, not the MD.
Yeah.
How much is the president's salary in Nigeria? The president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to the best of my knowledge, is not up to 3 million. His entitlement as a president. everything put together. And one person for COVID-19 so-called relief package. Oh God, this is a country that overtook India as the poverty headquarters of the world. February 2018, 2 years and 4 months ago. There is a projection presently by reports that come from both the IMF and the World Bank and all what have you, that about a decade from now, this same country, by its trajectory, is going to be the home of 25% of the world's poorest people. In a nation where people can barely afford food, an agency of government, not their salaries. For few days of COVID-19 stress, they receive their salaries duly, no doubt, which is not even captured.
Okay, all right. let us allow. I mean, we should not allow the emotions to.
When you see the country, I mean, first of all, even the president is not serious about addressing corruption. Does he even understand it? Does he have an intellectual understanding of what is corruption? You keep hearing corruption. Then he tells you at some point, I'm not aware. Okay, look at the Magui's case that we're talking about. Yeah. Before it started, where was the president that somebody will be accused of having 380 houses, some in Dubai, some in Nigeria, some in Maiduguri, some in Kaduna, so wherever it is that you look at it, oil vessels were moving with loading with oil in this country. So while we are sleeping and struggling to have 5,000 naira or 1,000 naira, somebody was making away with, not that he made away with it, but it's going of accountability, because when you dig down deep into the story, it's about the quarrel between Malami and Magu. That's what throws it up. Okay, who authorized you to sell? And in any case, because even when I go back, this is where we're talking about the structural corruption-laden country. Look at the historical tendencies. You've had every chairman, so-called chairman of EFCC, leaving the place in disgrace. If a certain ethnic group in this country say they were born to rule, you are not for them to ask themselves intellectual question. Why does somebody have to leave the place in disgrace? Therefore, you create a process, you create a system. And you ought to, how do you tell somebody to be collecting, retrieve 2 billion, 20 billion, 40 billion, whatever it is tempting. Therefore, you must create a system by which, if I hold you for 40 billion or 2 billion or even 1 million, you pay directly into the treasury. And nobody tampers with it. Then, of course, it will be accounted for. But remember that at some point, everybody, you don't set up, the NGO went to court to ask the president, tell us how much has Magu retrieved and how much is in the treasury. I mean, this is not a simple statistics. You just say, oh, so much has come in, this is where it is, it's in a dedicated account, and therefore it can be can be plus minus, and then you know what you are. Then when it comes to assets, you say this asset, that asset, that asset, this is the what, this is the what, and this is where they are. But the president has never come one day to tell us how much. Then suddenly you wake up, you're talking about corruption. He created it, so let him deal with it.
Okay, but I think those who are saddled with the responsibility of managing the EFCC, we also need to apportion this blame to them in terms of how they've been able to use that agency to fight corruption. Now, Frank, we come back to the basics again, which means that, from what some have said, the fight against corruption has been more of a political fight than an economic fight in which we want to recover looted funds for the development and advancement of the country. Because there was a bill that was passed into law, that was passed by the Senate. All that was needed was the president to accent it.
The fiscal responsibility?
No, the fiscal responsibility. I think proceeds of crime. Proceeds of crime. That bill saw the light of the day with the 8th Senate, passed by the 8th Senate. All that was needed was the president assenting to it. So we know that when these monies are recovered, you have the bill taking care of it on how an agency will be established to manage that fund. That bill didn't see the light of the day. And this is where we are. But going forward, how do we change what is going on? That, because just like Uncle T said, there is no way you can talk about the Nddc saga without referring to the Magu Gate. I mean, in a sense, if you dig deeper, you find that somewhere along the line there is a meeting point between the two issues. But what has always been my concern is that after all said and done, it just, pales into insignificance. Nobody talks about it. Nobody is sanctioned. I mean, we just go through all the razzmatazz. Frank, yeah.
Even when we're laughing about it,
it's disheartening. It's disheartening.
You made reference to Buhari just now, saying, where was he? I guess I have an idea of where Buhari was, why he didn't respond to the Magu and all the saga that has been put forth all this while. Now, coming from Magu's case, Magu has been there for 5 years or thereabouts.
Yeah, 5 years.
As an acting FCC
chairman.
Now, by the act setting up the FCC, the 2004 Act, there's actually no such a provision so stated. He's supposed to be appointed for a tenure of 4 years, renewable for another 4 years. Just like the normal 2 terms you have for executive officers, presidents and governors and what have you. But in this case, Magu has never been a substantive chairman of the FCC. Yet he has served longer than anybody who was a substantive chairman of the FCC. You see, it points out to the same lacuna we're talking about, that the entire system is rigged. We're serious as a people, unfortunately. The lawmakers are seated right there. All these things don't concern them. Until it bites them at some point, that's when they tend to place premium on it. Coming back to this issue of corruption, on the 4th of October 2012, David Cameron, the then Prime Minister of the UK, it was detailed by Daily Independent. He said, and I quote, that if the money that has been stolen from Nigeria in the past 30 years were stolen from the UK would not exist again. It was talking about 2012, taking it 30 years back. If the money stolen from Nigeria had been stolen from the UK, one of the foremost powers in the world, the country will not exist again. Now, Nddc in that same piece went further to expatiate that actually the monies that have been stolen since independence till date, as at that time, because between 2012 and now, the money could have tripled, by what we are seeing. Now, he said, is more than 6 times the total amount of money released under the European Recovery Program to rebuild all the major powers in Europe, Germany, France, UK, all the countries put together, after the Second World War, sometime in 1945. The total sum released at that time was $13 billion. Now, the chairman of the body enkindled with responsibility to battle corruption said that what has been stolen from this country is more than 6 times the total amount of money used to rebuild the back of Europe. And we sit aloof and smile and people pray that things will change. Nobody is fighting corruption. See, immediately for Rabu's, what's his name? Magu's activity just now. How come there's this continuous, it's only Nddc that his exit was not tied to stealing money. Because in his own case, he arrested the former governor of one of our neighboring states, specifically on the 12th of December 2007, and the guy was to be prosecuted exactly 15 days after. On the 27th of December 2007, he was in an official program in Kuru. When the state came after him, he was pushed off the stage. He was demoted. In fact, he escaped Nigeria on a bike into the Czech Republic, and from there took a flight to France. He was not given asylum in UK. All the others have a trajectory of one issue or the other. The guy that took over from
Waziri.
No, Waziri took over from It was Lamode that took over Farida took over from Farida Waziri. She took over from Lamode, who took over from, Waziri's case was a peculiar one. Even Jonathan had to say that he removed that for national security reasons. There was a meeting that was held in the then Minister of Foreign Affairs apartment. The ambassador to the United States at that time was in attendance. When the ambassador walked in and saw the chairman of FCC, he left the scene. The ambassador told the Nigerian minister at that time that he cannot come into a meeting with such a person with a reputation of giving people that are so corrupt clearance. Those were the issues that mounted up pressure
for her to leave.
It's quite a story tale. Now, nobody came in Lambode, till date, look at why I was trying to put forth the narrative that I'm sure Buhari knows what is happening. Because when he came in, Lambode was the chairman.
Yeah.
It was in the time that he was pushed out. When Lambode was removed, all the allegations put forth against him, the Nigerian Senate passed a resolution insisting that a warrant of arrest be, in fact, not, they passed a warrant of arrest on Lambode, he should be arrested and prosecuted for false to the tune of over 1 trillion naira. They said he had misappropriated or stolen over $5 billion. All of a sudden, yeah, the guy was put aside. All the allegations swept under the carpet. Till tomorrow, nothing is heard of it. Are we fighting corruption? That's how Magu came in. So I am saying that if Magu is being accused, the person that will be used to replace him, I can bet you has only comments from where he stopped. Because there's no transparency. How do you give a man responsibility to manage assets, to forfeit assets? You are a broadcaster. Thank God he's a veteran journalist. Did you ever see an advert when they were doing auctioning of government properties? No. Was there competitive bidding? This thing happens in other crimes. Why does government stand forth as a shame to this country? What does not happen in the midst of kindergarten kids is what government cries about every day. ITV has been here for more than 20 years. I've never heard of corruption in ITV. We have multinationals, we have Intel, we have our private businesses. We don't have corruption only missing in our private businesses. How come this government that is so irresponsible? And government is supposed to be the main example. According to Albert Squares, he said that example is not the main thing that influences others. Example is the only thing. All these put forth really show that what government inspires citizens to follow is criminality and the other way, because there's no inspiration to do what is right. Studying the FCC Act. In this world, we have a prime minister in Israel.
Oh, but
It's only investigation. The policemen that came to arrest him were not brought in from the United States. The illegal policemen that would deal with citizens in the country. See how the case is going on. Oh, his wife's case. You can see transparency. You can tell that this is what is going on. Even this Magu's department that was set up presently. I know that the Tribunal of Inquiries Act, which dates back to the First Republic, empowers the president to set up such tribunal. But people are asking some very fundamental questions. That the Attorney General of the Federation, who wrote the over 20 points allegations against Magu, and in the same sheet of paper, wrote 3 names that will replace him. You have not tried a man. You have not found him guilty. You have already passed judgment and you have made provision for those who
a recommendation for a replacement.
We just appear as a comedy of sorts in this country. That's just the truth.
Okay, but you see, they raise some fundamental issues again. One is that we must look at the peopling of the political class. Because if you go with a wrong motive, then you'll execute whatever your functions would be in a wrong way. And that's the outcome we're getting. That's one. Two, go back to EFCC if you want to. Somebody has said, a chairman should not be an operative. Let the chairman, literally as they say, be above board. So you are the chairman of the EFCC board. And nobody and nothing on earth says by any logic or illogicality that it must be a police officer. And in any case, why do we know the history of Nigerian police? Then you recruit people into an organization set up by social police people. What are you looking for? You define Palava. So we are getting the Palava that we set up by ourselves. So in any case, before I say recruit ordinary citizens, those whom you think are honest enough to come inside the place, to come and check whatever it is, malfeasance, character, conduct, whatever it is in any agency. And they should be so selected in such a way that, like you was talking about the Israeli case, you find that you are not intimidated because the man who appointed you. Because you see, all this business of I appoint you, then you are not to me, you are loyal to me, loyal to the state. Which they said is how Obasanjo set up with the EFCC Act. In such a way that they put a policeman, and the policeman will be afraid of a former general. So you cannot arrest a general. So you see, this is all the issues about structure. So you must address that. Then you go to Nddc. The ordinary people have to stop this entitlement mentality and think of how much can happen with the money that comes into the place. And of course, it starts maybe, like you say, start from home. What does the local government do with their money in the Niger Delta?
Okay, let me pause you there. Let me pause you there. It's a TMI Monday. I mean, just explain these issues dominating national discourse is very grieving, but we must continue to talk about it so we can find action paths to change the narratives and make things better. We'll take a short break. Pastor Lila will be joining us shortly as we talk more on the Magu Gate and the war against corruption. And then, of course, the Nddc Gate Senate. That's another gate. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with you in a moment. Don't go away.